and how it is simple in case of industrial age, starting from the application development, testing, deployment, and putting into the runtime. So that flow my colleague Thorlok will explain you. So this is a pyramid we can see nowadays, field controller system. So automation pyramid starting from level 0 to level 4. Now this industrial age is fitting between level 1 and level 2. So it is in between SCADA layer and control layer. So where we can do the analytics on the machine itself. So this is now now automation pyramid is also getting changed with respect to the industry 4.0. So why edge is required? With the help of edge, we can extend the machine functionality. We can improve the machine functionality. We can improve the machine design by doing certain analytics within the machine. So there also this industrial edge or edge computing is helping by creating application in the different higher level languages to get the complete machine transparency. Second use case could be a remote software management. So in case of plant operator, means end user or maybe a machine builder, they are selling their machine across the globe to the different customer, or maybe end user having their factories across the globe. So if they are doing certain improvement at maybe with respect to the facility A, and they found that now the performance of this their facility is very good, and now they want to deploy the same application across the other globe factory, then how centrally or remotely they can do this management. So such a type of application can be also possible by this industrial age. Third could be even we can think about hybrid use case also. So the data which is coming very high frequency from the plant, where you cannot process all this high frequency data on the cloud. So we can do this high frequency analysis on the machine itself, and then only analyze data or maybe a smart data out of this raw data can be pushed to the cloud. So there also we can see the hybrid use case. So there are different type of use cases can be built via this industrial age. You can think this is just for your this is just a door opener. You can think about different use cases, and together we can drive this age technology at customer end, and we'll get better success also in this technology. So in the age, it has been divided into three layers. One is the device layer, where we'll have dedicated edge devices, could be on the unified HMI panel, industrial PC, even you can do it virtualize edge box also. And in communication also we'll have network analysis available on the network switches also. So that is about, this is the first layer, which is industrial edge as well as industrial runtime. Above that we have industrial edge management. This is a piece of software which will manage all the industrial edge devices. So surely you install the multiple application on the multiple edge devices which are connected to all the different machine, and now tomorrow you want to update all this application. So if you don't go with this such a type of centralized edge management, then definitely you have to go to each and every edge device, update that application, update the firmware, everything is you have to do it manually by traveling to each and every edge device. Instead of that, this piece of software will provide you the facility to manage all your industrial edge device hardware as well as the software packages, application packages. And then this is called as a local app repository also. And above that we have industrial edge hub also. So this is nothing but the managing globally by Siemens. So through that you can get the you can purchase the application from Siemens, application like performance insight notifier, which will be a standard application which can directly deploy on this edge box to improve the machine performance. Some of the cases customer can develop their own application also. For example, the application which is providing by Siemens is not fulfilling 100% customer requirement. So customer can develop their own application and deploy on this edge management system. Through that you can install on individual edge boxes. So these are the three components are there in this industrial edge scenario. And if you see exactly in the edge box what is there, so it is nothing but the first pure IPC, dedicated hardware. Above that industrial edge runtime is running. So it will handle security, user management, app management, connectivity to the different component in the field devices. Above that Docker engine is running, and on that we are running the different applications from Siemens partner. And this is a purely on the Docker technology. Why Docker is there now in this industrial edge technology? Because IT is also moving towards this technology as a Docker technology, because if you go with Docker technology than your conventional way, like maybe a virtual machine and all that, it is consuming less space. There is also possibility to move container from one location to another location. It will consume very less memory. There is also possibility to exchange data between all these container is nothing but one application. For example, if you have created one application, likewise you can install such a multiple application on the single Docker engine, and that can be a deploy on the individual edge box. So this is another important slide. So in edge device, it has been divided into three layers. First one is a connectivity. So this edge box is providing different type of connectivity to get data from the different field devices. Or Profinet, you can directly connect. Profinet IOs also, you can get data from S7 connectivity, OPCW connectivity, Ethernet IP for third party, SLMP for this Mitsubishi connectivity, Simotion. So some of the connectivities are as an application by default available. Some of the application you have to purchase it. It is also providing connectivity for the cloud. Once the data is available from this connectivity application, then you can put your own application to make it more sensible data out of this raw data by using maybe a notifier to provide notification with respect to the violation of the maybe a machine parameter, then performance insight to get the KPI of the machine. So these are the different applications are available. So likewise, you can create your own application and deploy on this edge box. The security point of view also, it is a purely secured. Even you don't have root access also, you cannot install any application on this edge box. Apart from that, or if you want to install it, first you have to dockerize that application, then only possible to install on this edge box. So security is also complying to 62443 industry security norms point of view. And next slide, I mean this next second part of this presentation will take you my colleague Tarlok. He will tell you from how to develop the images, how to develop the application from scratch, where we have to do the testing, what will be the testing environment. So in the testing, do you require any edge device with at your end, or you can do it in virtual environment. So he will explain that complete flow. So Tarlok, over to you now.
Thank you very much. So
Now you can share your screen.
sure. I hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. So now I'm going to discuss about this example. Now in this example, we are having a PLC, which is nothing but a control layer. It could be any kind of PLC, and we know like PLC can communicate with the field level sensors, okay, and also with SCADA, which is nothing but the supervisor layer, okay. So in this example, we are going to fetch the data from the PLC, okay, on Modbus TCP protocol, and we are going to build an app. We are going to communicate with the industrial edge device, but in industrial edge device, we are going to deploy one application. Okay, we are going to see that example. We are going to deploy one application which is built in the Linux environment using the Python coding and Python and JavaScript coding, and we have Dockerized that application. After Dockerizing and containerizing that application, we have installed it on industrial edge device. So we are going to fetch the data from the PLC, okay, into the industrial edge device, and one application has been installed over there, which is nothing but built on the Linux environment and Dockerized and hosted on industrial edge device. So next is, so this is like as already Dhananjay has explained, like these are nothing but the certified industrial edge devices, okay, and this is the industrial edge management server. So the advantage of industrial edge management server is like once we can import the application in industrial edge management server, and later on we can install that application on multiple edge devices, okay. Otherwise we need to manually go and reach to that device and install the application every time if we are having any kind of updation with our application, okay. So this is the complete cycle which I am going to explain, like what all steps we are going to carry while developing an application, okay. So for development, like app development, first of all, we are going to develop the app. We have developed the app in a Linux environment, Linux OS, okay, and we can use the high level language JavaScript, Java, Python, Django, whichever any engineer is comfortable with it. And later on, we are going to, once the application is built, okay, we are going to Dockerize it. Okay. So Dockerization is nothing but, as already explained by Dhananjay sir, like Dockerize is nothing but it is a container. Container is nothing but is a standard unit of software that packages up code and all its dependencies, so the application runs quickly and reliably from one computing environment to another. Another advantage of Docker container is like it is a image which is a lightweight standalone executable package of software that includes everything needed to run an application. Everything in the sense like code, runtime, system tools, system libraries, and settings, whatever is required, that is contained in its image. Okay, and it is available in both the environments, Linux and Windows based applications. Containerized software will always run the same regardless of the infrastructure. Containers isolate software from its environment and ensure that it works uniformly despite differences for instances between development and staging. So over here we have a lot of advantage. If we dockerize the our application, we can test the dockerized application in our local environment. Okay, we are also going to see that later on we need to publish it. Okay, we are going to use Siemens Industrial Edge Publish software tool to convert the dockerized image into .app file, which we would be deploying at Industrial Edge Management Server. Okay, and from Industrial Edge Management Server, we are going to install the that application into the Industrial Edge device, and over there we are going to operate it. So this is the complete cycle. So now we have developed an application and we have made a screencast of it. In that step by step, each and everything has been explained. So I will be sharing the screencast now. So we have Dockerized this application. This is a required code which would be having all the dependencies to run the Node-RED. Okay, so this application is nothing but we have created a dashboard of Node-RED. In Node-RED we have used the Modbus protocol, which would be communicating with the S7 1500 PLC. Okay, so over here we are going to create an Dockerized image of Node-RED application. So this is the Docker file. Okay. In this, we would be reading the Node-RED image. Okay. Later on, we are setting the work directory, and then we are setting the root user. Later on, we are giving the command to run the run the required libraries. And this is the starting point. CMD is nothing but we are mentioning the starting point from where this application should run. Over here, we are going to uh, run this command to create the image. Okay, Docker image. This is nothing but the terminal block. This is the docker compose.yml file. Over here, we need to mention the name of the image, volumes, memory limit 200 MB. We have mentioned over here ports number, which is required, on which this application is going to share the data, and condition to restart it. Okay. So these are the necessary steps we need to mention. Later on, after this, we are going to run this command. It will help us to create the Docker image. Over here, we can see like successfully tagged Node-RED image has been created. Now I will be running this image. For that, I need to mention a command Docker and Node-RED. Okay. So I have run this image in my local environment. This is the, if I will visit on this URL, I can see my Node-RED instance is running on local environment. Okay. So this is my testing part. Earlier, I have shown you some code for the development and what instructions has to be used to Dockerize it. Now I am going to create the .app file, which is nothing but the deployment part, not deployment, publish part. So over here, I'm mentioning the name of the application. Need to mention the name of the repository. And description. I can select any icon. Now over here, I need to add a new version, and version by default is 2.4. I'm going to continue with 2.4 Docker Compose version. In configuration, I will mention the name of the service. We'll select the image which just now we have created, that is node-red/node-red. And for restart, unless stopped, this is the condition we have mentioned. Over here, no changes needs to be done. Again, whatever is there by default, we need to continue with that. Now we need to mention the port number, which is 30500:1880. Click on plus button. Click on next. Now I would be mentioning the memory limit, that is 200 MB. Save. Now this is the services which has been created. Now I need to review it. After review, create it. So after creation, it has shown us the URL. This is the URL when this application will be deployed on the industrial edge device. I deployed on the IM and later on installed on the edge device. On this URL, this application will run. Now I would be exporting this .app file in my local PC. Export path has to be mentioned where you want to export the .app file. So this is the export path where this .app file was exported. Now this is the industrial edge hub. This is now I have started the industrial edge management server. So till now I have published part was completed. Earlier we have seen develop, we have also seen Dockerized, and later on we have tested it on local environment. For publish, we have created the .app file. Now we are going towards the deployment part. Okay. So for deployment, first of all, what we need to do is we need to import the application into industrial edge management server. Okay. Later on, uh, we need to install that application into the industrial edge device. So I'm logging into my industrial edge management server. These are the required credentials. Entering the required credentials. This is how the industrial edge management server looks like. Now over here, I need to click on the edge management server. Again, I need to log in into the edge management server. I need to put in the required credentials again. In industrial edge management server, I'm going to import the .app file. .app file is nothing but the Docker image of my application. Okay, I mean it is I have converted the Docker image of my application into .app file. So I have clicked on import application, and over here I'm going to browse for the .app file. So this is my .app file. I will click on import. Now it is showing the executing. Now I would be running my industrial edge device. So Over here, I'm entering the credentials. This is my industrial edge device. Now over here, my application is not running. First of all, I need to install the application. So installation has to be done from the industrial edge management server. So clicking on the icon of the application, we need to click on the install. Later on, one pop-up will be asked. Over there, we need to select the industrial edge device and click on install. So we need to select this app device and click on install. So after installation, this is how this icon would be appeared in the industrial edge device. So this is now my industrial edge device. I'm starting this application. Now I clicked on this application. I can see the Node-RED instance has been run, and this is the application I have developed on Node-RED. Okay, so now I would be deploying this. So we will come to know okay, how it is going to communicate with the S7 1500 PLC. This is the dashboard built on Node-RED. Over here we need to mention the this is the HMI. In this HMI and PLC program, I'm running this HMI PLC on simulation mode on the VM. Okay, so we have established a communication between the two VMs. Okay, so this is the IP address of the PLC. HMI is communicating with the PLC. We can see certain parameters are would be updating time to time. Okay, and same would be reflecting on our dashboard. So we have this is the PLC program we have written to update the parameters automatically or frequently. Now this is the Node-RED instance on industrial edge device, and this is the dashboard which is after deploying the Node-RED. We can see these real-time values are getting updated. So on Node-RED, we have used Modbus protocol. So this is the application we can see now. Depending upon the different use cases, depending upon the different industrial scenarios, whatever KPIs we need to show on the dashboard, that has to be discussed with the end users, or that has to be discussed with the process expert, so that they will explain us key what is important for them, so that that can be displayed on the dashboard, which will help them to take the necessary actions or take the necessary decisions. Okay, that will help them in taking a proper decision in the right direction. So what all things has to be shown on the dashboard. Okay, keeping all those things in the mind, or considering all those requirements, we need to decide what all variables or what all parameters has to be read from the PLC or from the SCADA from the machine. So all this configuration is done as per the requirement of the end user or customer. So that's it from my side.